the show, we have the owner of the Sweet 90s Internet Radio Show, as well as the host of one of the largest internet radio programs. Phyllis Carter Kendrick is here, and film music composer Robin Jerabek from Sweden, as well as whimsical artist Kathy Marlowe. And Randy Treadway and friends are here to perform for us. But first, I want you to join me in welcoming my very first guest to the show, all the way from Sweden, film music composer Robin Jerabek. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Leslie.
It is such a pleasure to have you here. How's Sweden?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
You're very welcome.
Sweden is nice. It's in the middle of the night. It's 2:30 a.m.
Oh my goodness, I have you up. I have you up very, very early. Sorry about that. you know, I did mention that you are a film composer. Can you explain to us briefly exactly what does that mean?
A film music composer writes music to create a certain feeling or a certain emotion to a scene in a movie.
Okay.
So that helps you to know when you're supposed to cry or to when you're supposed to be afraid, for example.
Now, I know that being a music composer as well as a director, writer, or actor of any film, it all has to come together so that it has that beautiful marriage in order for the film to be a success. Do you find it more complicated to arrange or compose music for a dramatic film versus a comedy?
Yeah, I think it's basically, you can usually use the same sets of instruments.
Okay.
And then, for example, myself, I have an easier time to compose music for melancholic scenes. But, of course, I can compose music for horror movies or comedies as well.
Now, why did you decide to become a music composer versus a writer, a film writer, or an actor?
I think it just came pretty natural to me because I've been playing the piano since I was 4 years old.
Okay.
And it's like any other career you choose. Instead of becoming an architect, you become a police officer, for example. So for me, it came natural to work with music.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, Robin Jerabek is on the phone with us from Sweden. And in just a few moments, we're going to hear two pieces of music that he has composed for various film projects. Before we do that, Robin, can you set up the first piece that we're going to hear and let us know, is that most suited for a dramatic comedy or where does it really fit?
The first piece of music we will hear it's more suitable for a pretty big drama movie. You will hear that it has a climax in the middle. Hopefully, you can almost see the scenes in your head when you listen to the music. We will see.
All righty, well, let's listen. I love that. It's very soothing and relaxing. Let me ask you, whenever you are composing music, do you generally see the footage first? Is that what inspires you to write the proper music for the film? Or does it begin with you having a meeting with the writers and directors and you kind of take it from there?
I have done both. I usually think it's more shooting from the waist if you start composing before you've seen the picture. Because there's so many things in the picture that decide what kind. It's the timing, it's the coloring, it's the acting.
Right.
Yeah. So I prefer to have the movie in front of me, and I watch a scene maybe 200 times,
okay,
or 50 times, and then I put music to that certain scene.
Go ahead and set up the second piece that we're going to listen to, and let us know where does that best fit as far as your film project. This
was actually used in a documentary here in Sweden. But in a drama, in kind of a drama scene in the documentary, it's more settled down. It doesn't have this climax. It's just there without taking too much space.
Let's listen to the second piece.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice. You are very talented and great at what you do. Now, quickly, if you can tell me, what is one of the differences in performing, composing music for film versus composing music for an artist such as Celine Dion, Beyonce, or Cher? Could you briefly explain that to us?
If you write music for an artist, you can allow the music to take more space.
Okay.
And if you write it to a movie, it has to interact with the movie. It has to interact with the scenery, and it cannot stick out too much. It has to be part of the movie.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest. It's been a pleasure. Say hello to Sweden from Dallas. And you are very welcome. Don't you at home go anywhere. We'll be right back with Randy Treadway and friends singing Ride with the Devil. We'll be right back.